Well, still with this issue, going to the toilet is a terrible experience for the learners at Greenville Primary School in the Eastern Cape.
Some go without using school pit toilets and wait until the end of the school day to relieve themselves. During the past 20 years, the school had to relocate its toilets because the pits filled up. Our reporter Zimkhita Manqinana visited the school.
Unsafe toilets is the order of the day for rural peoples here in the Eastern Cape. More than 37 schools have no ablution facilities at all, and this is something that learners have to put up on a daily basis when they come to school. Some of them end up relieving themselves in the streets, in the fields and nearby forests because they do not have proper toilets in their schools. This school where we are, Greenville Primary School outside Mbizana in the Eastern Cape, has had to change the spots of their toilets for 3 times. If the camera can just focus here, just behind me, this is the first site where 5 toilets were put up for pupils of this school to use. But over the years, these toilets were full to capacity and have had to be closed and its use put to rest. And on my left-hand side, it's another site where there were 5 pit toilets yet again that were used by the more than 600 learners of Greenville Primary School. Over the years, learners had to risk their lives coming here to these pit toilets to relieve themselves every day when they came to school. Today, the president of the country unveiled a new strategy that is not only going to talk to giving sanitation to schools in the province, but also will focus on providing proper sanitation for rural residents who do not have access to water, who do not have access to ablution facilities, and many of them then rely on using pit toilets as the means of relieving themselves when nature calls. We have been told that the situation is worse for female students because when they are in their menstrual cycle, they have to use these unsafe toilets, who do not have proper seats, who do not have doors when they are in the school premises, something that they view as a violation of their human rights and saying that it degrades their human dignity. Now we're just going to speak to the principal of Greenville Primary School here in Mbizana, Mr. Johnson Dlamini, who's going to tell us how they feel as the school, the new program and the plan that has been unveiled by the president today will change their lives. Principal, your school is in the same situation like many other schools in the province that do not have proper facilities for pupils to relieve themselves during school hours. How difficult is it for your pupils to concentrate in classes, given the fact that some of them end up not using the toilets at all?
I must say quite categorically that this is a very, very bad situation. And as you have rightfully said, the president is unveiling the program today. We would truly appreciate that. That is going to make our work easy at school. You know, it is difficult to teach the learners under such conditions. They are truly horrible. As the former president, Nelson Mandela, once said, anything which is not good is totally crime to humanity. The situation here is exactly like that.
Principal, as a measure that you have to use at this point, because you do not have flushing toilets, you use pit toilets, and I see that you have moved your toilets 3 times already, and the structure that is behind us now is the 4th structure that you are using for your toilets. What do you use? Do you use any chemicals to flush the toilets while you are still forced to use them?
Yes, we do, as a last resort, use the chemical. The one we normally use is called the liquid drain. And as we are told by suppliers, it is completely dangerous. But we have no other way out. It's the only alternative to use so as to rectify the current situation.
Just explain to us that chemical that you are using that's called liquid drain. When do you use it, and how long must a student stay away from school when you're using the chemical?
Hence, I've already said that it is dangerous. We are bound to use it when the school is closed, because it takes time to settle down in order for it not to be dangerous to our learners. So, in other words, we have no other choice but to use it when the school is closed. Yeah.
What are your recommendations to the president of the country? Because you are here at Greenville Village. You are the principal of the school. You are the one who knows the situation. What, if you were given a chance, what would you recommend as the best option for toilet facilities for rural pupils?
I would strongly recommend that all toilets should have the running water. In other words, they should flush, so as not to put our children in danger. Flushing toilets is the best solution. We need running water here. There's no running water. We depend on rainwater, which we get from the tanks. So I would strongly recommend that we have flushing toilets and the running water system.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, that was the principal of Greenville Primary School outside Mbizana in the Eastern Cape, where they do not have access to basic sanitation in school. They also do not have water and only depend on harvesting water from the rain using water tanks. And the issue of hygiene is another huge problem when we are talking about pit latrines, because after they have used these pit toilets, they then move to the tanks that are also being used by the nutrition people who are cooking for the learners here in school. So a lot of things really need to be taken into consideration to make sure that rural pupils are getting the same kind of environment as those who are in urban areas, because in urban areas most schools do have flushing toilets. They do have the systems in place to make sure that when they are in the school premises, they have access to dignity, which the learners of this area are saying that the situation here is currently degrading their human dignity. We will continue to monitor the situation here. It's back to